Hello, I'm excited to be here today. My name's Karen Hudson and I'm joined today by Cindy Jackson. Welcome, Cindy.
Hiya, Karen. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks.
I'm
good now. I've got my account back anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Am I going to get into all of that? Because I'm super excited to chat to you because obviously you've got a wealth of knowledge selling on Amazon. You've had lots of experiences selling on Amazon. And I know I and the listeners are all going to be super interested to hear all about you and your business. So I can't wait to get stuck in and find out a bit about you.
Oh, thank you.
So tell us about you and how you got into selling on Amazon. Let's go back and start at the beginning.
Okay, so I was born in Peckham. No, not really. We're not going back that far.
Oh, can if you like.
So I was. How long have you got? No, I was working as a trainer at a care company.
Right.
And COVID hit. So my job basically was no longer there. My job was done by a computer. So basically everyone was doing, online things, and I no longer had a job. I was still doing the care work. But yeah, I was kind of shifted away. So my son was obviously off school. He was at nursery and the nursery's shut. So I was basically at home with him for, since I think it was March 2020, about August. And then my son, who he's a YouTuber and he does flips on eBay.
Right.
He was doing some flips and he bought these phones and he said, oh, I was going to sell these on Amazon, but I couldn't because they're not new. And I was like, what do you mean sell on Amazon? Like I didn't even know it was a thing. This was August 2020. Never even knew you could sell on Amazon. I just assumed it was Amazon that sold on Amazon. So I started looking into it, and I'd obviously been on the Secret Wealth project before because it was all when I searched selling on Amazon, that came up, and I'd already subscribed to the channel. So then I started watching video after video after video of Matt and Holly prepping their goods and, buy low and sell high. And I was like, to me, it actually didn't make sense because I'm a real savvy shopper. And I've always used coupons and I've always bought really cheaply.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, this doesn't make sense. How can that be? How can you buy something in Argos for £5 and sell it for 25 on Amazon? It just didn't make sense. So I thought, anyway, I'll try it, give it a go. So I was researching for about a month, just looking into it, reading everything, and I thought I may as well try it out. And I found BuyBotPro.
Yeah.
And even before I got my Amazon account started, I think I'd registered with Amazon, and I got a BuyBotPro subscription. And oh my God, I'm so glad I did, because I think I've saved myself so much money, to be honest, because when you look at the, the Amazon app, it doesn't give you the real figures, and there's nowhere where it says this is not including tax.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not, they don't tell you that. So many sellers, I'm assuming, will look at that and think that they're making a profit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand. I know some people obviously don't pay tax. They're what's the word?
Do you mean the VAT registered people? So they're not paying the VAT on Amazon fees like you would for non-VAT registered. Yeah.
But obviously, as a beginner, that's not where you start, is it? So that was all very confusing to me. I don't know why they do that, but so I started with BuyBotPro.
Yeah.
And bought a few things and sent them off, and they sold. And I was like, okay, that's why people doing that. So and then I just started to buy more and more and more. And I started a group at the same time because I was in so many different groups. I just kind of wanted to put all my information into one place.
Yeah.
So I started my own group, Mrs. Prime.
Yeah.
And I got the name because basically I used to shop on Amazon, and I'll buy everything on Amazon, and I used to have lots of parcels come in from Amazon, and now it's kind of the other way around. So I'm sending everything out instead of having everything sent to me.
Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I started. That was in October 2020. I got started.
Fantastic. So how much did you start with in terms of your, like, how much did you put in to start up your business?
I think it was like £1,000. I had a PayPal send me an offer for 0% for 4 months, I think it was.
Right.
So yeah, I used that up. So it's £1,000.
Fantastic. So you've used PayPal loan, £1,000, got your business going, and have you paid PayPal back now and you're moving forward with growing your business?
Yeah, I've paid them back. I think I've made I think it was 26,000 in sales, not in profit, but you know, overall turnover was I think 26,000. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm still going slowly. You know, I've not put I've put all the money back in. But I wouldn't say it's part-time because I feel like I've been sat in this chair for the last 6 months. But yeah, I'm doing it slowly, you know. It's step by step.
Yeah, but that's still a great achievement, isn't it? You think that's only October? It's only like 6-7 months ago. It's not very long ago. It's not like it's been like 5 years. Built it up from nothing to 26,000. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a business before. I've never, I've sold a few things on eBay and a few things on Facebook, but I've never had my own business. I've always worked in admin, or my last job was a trainer. But yeah, it's all new to me. It's good fun.
It's good fun, but it's very different, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, totally. Lots to learn. But that makes it exciting, doesn't it? Because business is interesting and it's fun to learn and work out what you can do and how you can make money and stuff. It's definitely good fun.
I don't think I could ever go back to working for someone, to be honest.
No, me neither. Definitely.
I applied for a job at the National Crime Agency back in August, and last week they just sent me a message to say you've got the job.
Oh wow!
I was like, no, I don't want it now.
They took their time, didn't they?
I know. Awful.
Wow. Well, congratulations on getting the job. Even if you turn it down, still nice to get offered it, isn't it?
I know, it is.
Still nice to be offered it. Okay, so when you're doing your sourcing for Amazon, do you look at like profit, ROI? What's most important when you're analysing a deal?
So I kind of look at all of it, really. I don't spend loads on each item, so I probably won't spend. Well, saying that, I've just bought something today for about £40, but I wouldn't buy like 10 of those things for £40. I might buy maybe 2 or 3. But most of the things I buy are probably around the £5 mark,
right? Okay,
or less. And most of those things have probably got 100% ROI.
Wow.
Obviously, the more I spend, the less ROI everything gets. But I like to buy stuff that kind of has a good return.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. So what was your reason, other than obviously your son telling you that there's this thing called Amazon where you can make money? What's your real why? What drives you? What's your passion for doing this? Your reason why?
I think like most things, it's family. I like to work from home now. Now I had all that time at home with the kids. I've got 4 children.
Wow.
One of them's left home now. So 4 kids. And it's all for them, really. And it's nice to be able to have a business and do it from home, and to be here when they need me. And with Corona, it was hard to have a proper job because you're always having to have time. Oh, the kid's got a cough. Oh, he's got to stay home for 2 weeks. And it was really hard. So it's nice having my own business now.
So the freedom to make your own decisions and just be at home for your family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the biggest why, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't think I'll go back to having a boss again. I like being my boss.
It's much nicer, isn't it? It's definitely much nicer. So do you use a prep centre, or do you do your own prepping?
No, I do my own prep.
You've got the kids doing it, bit of child labour?
Yeah, actually, my little one's quite good at doing the stickers. Me and my husband do the prep. We've been talking about a prep centre, but at the moment, we don't really need one. But, as there's 2 of us here, we can do it. Although my house looks like a warehouse, which is not great. But no, it's something we're thinking about, and we do need to test out. I'd like to get one before Christmas, so that we've got that opportunity as well. But yeah, at the moment we just prep everything ourselves. We just argue while we're prepping, Yeah.
So what do your neighbours make of it then? Of all the deliveries that come, do they know what you do? What do they make of the situation?
Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. There's enough space outside for parking, so they're all right. It's quite funny when the postman turns up with, not the returns, but I had quite a lot of stuff returned to me, with the free returns. So all the stuff that had tanked in price, I had that all returned to me, and that's quite embarrassing when the postman turns up with like hundreds of boxes, because it never comes in one big box, does it? Like they send it all out separate, one by one by one by one. So that's quite embarrassing. But
you then sell that stuff on Amazon, or do you hang on to it and send it back in at a future date? What do you do?
So I've joined Natalie's Elite Sellers. So I've learned about bundles. So everything came back, bundled it up, put it into different, unique bundles or multi-packs, and sent it all back again.
Fantastic. Is that going well for you?
Yeah, I think like 90% of my stock now is my own listings, bundles. Brilliant. Yeah, I love it.
That's really exciting, isn't it? I love it when you start on like a vanilla OA and just doing that, and then you can expand your business. So many ways to expand it within like online arbitrage, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I still like to do some of the vanilla OA, and if you see a bargain, obviously it's worth doing. But I do like my own listings. I was selling calendars last year, and someone just kept changing the pictures. They were like sending them, first they were like wrapping them, so they were like wrapped in Christmas paper. So I bought all these calendars. They turned up, when I looked at the listing again, they were all like Christmas wrapped. So I was like, bugger. So I bought some Christmas wrapping paper and wrapped them all. They obviously did it to get people off their listing, but I thought, I'm going to wrap mine as well.
So many dirty tactics, aren't there? So many.
I know, and now they've started like changing the date to like next year's calendar or like the year previous. I don't know why people do that. It's so annoying.
No, that is really annoying. Really annoying. Okay, so tell me about what sort of lessons you've learned on your journey, because I know you've had some ups and downs with your Amazon business. So talk us through some of the lessons that you've learned.
Okay, so my journey has been a real roller coaster. It's like, yes, you're a limited company. Oh no, you're suspended. Literally, it was like the day before I was putting on my group, yay, I'm a limited company. Oh, I'm so excited. And then it was like, oh no, I can't sell anything. It was like, I can't get my money out. So yeah, as you know, you helped me out. I've been, my business entity had still been personal. So it was a professional account. But it was under, I wasn't. I wasn't a sole trader or limited or anything yet, because legally I didn't have to be until I think it was October I could have done it. So I was still making up my mind, should I be a sole trader or a limited company? I hadn't really decided. And I spoke to an accountant, and he was like, no, that's fine. I was saving all my receipts and documenting all my processes, but I hadn't made the decision up. And then I got a message, obviously, from Amazon saying, oh, you need to tell us what your business entity was. So then that was like just before Easter. So I was like, I've got to do that. So then I was trying to get the limited company set up, and then I went back onto Amazon, and I was like, and then I clicked the button, and it said, oh yeah, we've accepted that. So I didn't even need to get all that information yet. But then when I said to them, oh, I want to change to a limited company, then they just went, no.
Computer says no.
Just no. Computer says no. And I got the big red. You can't do that. So yeah, that
was, think, doesn't it? Your heart literally goes. Ugh.
I know, it's such a horrible feeling. So obviously, I messaged you guys in the morning and said, "Help!" And I was talking to Becky, I think it was, and she messaging back and forth. And you gave me a plan of action to do. it's funny because I would never have written what you told me to write.
Yeah.
You know, I would have been like, yeah, but I didn't have to do that, but I didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I wouldn't have been so blunt with them, but I would have been a bit more, but I don't think I've done anything wrong because legally, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it just, it was nothing like that I should have wrote.
Absolutely, because you've got suspension safeguard with your BuyBotPro subscription, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had that since the start, and this is actually the second time I've had to use it. I had a company wanted to see my receipts, or Amazon wanted to see my receipts from a product that I bought.
Yeah.
And yeah, after talking to you guys again and giving me a plan of action, telling me what to write, then that was fine, and it all, you know, nothing happened with that. But actually with this last suspension, I got an email the next day. I don't know if you remember, but I got an email the next day saying, oh, that's all fine. Your account, you know, you're all open, kind of thing. But I'm not sure how it worked, but they only seemed to, so I could still list items.
Yeah.
I could still remove products. I couldn't take any money out, and my products weren't being seen, but they said active. So it was almost like they'd half switched me on, but they just forgotten to press the last button.
Yeah.
So yeah, had they done what they were supposed to do, I think you would have got my account back the next day.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and I'm so glad that we were able to help you with that. And it's a no-brainer for anyone that's got BuyBotPro. Get unsuspended suspension safeguard upgrade. It's only a £10 a month. It's like £1, whatever it is, 90, whatever it is a week, and it's just like, wow.
No, it's like a coffee, under a coffee a week.
Yeah.
Exactly. It just gives you the peace of mind to know if anything goes wrong, or just if you need a question, or, you know, just feel like you guys are there to support us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask you a bit of a different question. If you could go to dinner with anybody in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh my God. Oh, this is going to sound really soppy, but I think it'd be my grandparents.
Oh,
that's really sad. Because, you know, when you're young, you don't ask the questions that you want to ask. You don't talk to them, you know, like you want to talk to them. It's only afterwards, when people are gone, that you realise, oh, why didn't I ask her about her life? You know, so yeah. Sorry, that's a bit boring, isn't it?
No, it's lovely. I think it's an absolutely lovely answer. Absolutely lovely. So let's ask you another one. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I think it would have to be able to fly, so I could just fly off and go anywhere I wanted.
And that's lovely, right?
Yeah, go sit on a beach somewhere, drink a mojito, take my laptop, and then come back for the school run.
Yep. Be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The views the birds must see must be like gorgeous. Absolutely lovely. Okay, so you use Profit Protector Pro for your repricing as well, don't you?
Yeah, so I got that, I think, after about, I think I was selling for a couple of weeks. And it was funny because I was kind of stalking the groups and I was reading about reprices, and I tried out the Amazon repricer.
Oh dear.
You know, I do. I like to try all different softwares. Funnily enough, I've ended up with all of yours, but that's not the point. So I tried the Amazon repricer because, you know, it's free. I've just started. I want to save money. That just dropped all my prices to minimum. And then I was reading about what Profit Protector could do. So I was like, right, I'm going to try that. So I was watching my Amazon products, and when I got the buy box, I was trying to put the price up, and it was like, no, that didn't work. That didn't work. I just made a big mess of that. So I was like, all right, I'll try Profit Protector. And yeah, it's amazing. It just keeps your prices up. It's so easy to use. I have tried another repricer since I've been with you guys, because like I said, I like to try everything for my business. And yeah, it wasn't for me. It didn't put my prices up like Profit Protector does. And I like to reprice on the Amazon website. I like to have my repricer there while I'm looking through things, so I can see what all the other people are pricing at. And yeah, for me, it just makes sense because I've got BuyBotPro as well. It all mingles together, and Sunfully as well. It's a lovely package.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's your favourite Profit Protector Pro strategy?
Well, most of my stuff's on balanced.
Yeah, nice.
But however, recently quite a few of the things have been on aggressive dominator. Yeah, all those those tanked listings, they all go on that one.
Yeah. Is your profit boost coming up nicely? Is it growing, your profit boost? Because BuyBotPro has a feature built into it that where it manages to get you sales above the buy box for that product, then it adds those all together and tells you how much extra it's made you on top of your normal profit that you'd get from any other repricer.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I can't remember what it is, but it's growing nicely.
It's growing nicely. Excellent. Wonderful. Love that. Okay, so what keeps you up at night worrying about your Amazon business?
Well, nothing before I got suspended. I wasn't really worried. I was in my happy little bubble. Obviously, I do worry about, brands coming on and saying, we don't want you selling that anymore. But BuyBotPro does kind of tell me if that's going to be a problem before I start. So that kind of gives me a bit of confidence. But yeah, every morning I wake up now and check that there's no red marks on my account. Yeah, that's really made me paranoid since that's happened. So every morning I'm like checking all my account health and making sure there's no numbers on it. Yeah,
that's a sensible thing to do anyway. Keep an eye on it, make sure it's always in good shape is very sensible thing to do.
Yeah.
So if you could give 3 tips to a new Amazon seller, what would it be? What would they be?
3 tips. I would say ask questions in groups. There's no stupid question, so just ask. We were all newbies once. I mean, I still feel like I'm a beginner at the end of the day. I've only been selling for like 6-7 months now. Keep all your receipts because you never know when you're going to need them. Even if you've been selling the same thing like for the last 6 months, keep those receipts. And use the knowledge you've got. So if you've got a hobby, so if you're really good at, you love cycling or something, use that knowledge to source products because you're going to know what people are buying. You're going to know what's a good deal. So yeah, get right into those weird niches, and the weirder hobby that you've got, the better. Just use, what you like, what hobbies you've got and what things you like. Use that to source products.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Really good advice. If you had a billboard up in the sky that every person in the world could read, what would it say?
Join Mrs. Prime.
Very good advice that would be too. Absolutely. So what inspires you in your business?
Well, I'd quite like a house by the sea, to be honest.
Nice.
And one day I'd like to be able to, I'd like to buy my own house with a nice sea view.
Lovely. So that keeps you going every day, inspires you to keep working hard in your business.
Yeah. Keep selling those chocolate oranges.
Absolutely. So what do your kids make of what you do?
Yeah, they don't pay much attention to it now. They just say, is that for selling or can I eat it? Even my 5-year-old, that's all he says now. Is that for selling? Is that for selling?
Bless them. So would you consider yourself a saver, a spender, or an investor?
Oh,
what sort of personality do you have?
Yeah, I think I used to be a spender, but recently now I think I'm more of an investor. I'd like to be a saver, but I think everything at the moment is just going back into the business. Trying to grow the business and not taking any money out of it yet, but I could do with taking some money out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you tried RA, or do you just do OA?
I've done a bit of OA. Mostly it's OA. I've done a bit of RA though. Did that at Easter, which is see, in seasons it's quite good because you can get 20 Easter eggs and people don't really look at you, but if you're buying like 20 things from Boots, someone always wants to say something about it. But Christmas and Easter, it's a lot easier to buy a whole load of the same item. at Easter we had Tesco turning up, the delivery, with like 50 Easter eggs. And my husband will never go to the door. He's like, no, I'm not answering the door.
Wow, she's hungry.
Yeah, I got a lot of remarks like that. I'm like, yeah, just the Easter bunny,
Did you make up, like when you used to do RA and like people are staring at what you're doing, like when you're in boots and stuff? Did you used to make up stories about what you were doing, or did you just like oh gosh and go away?
Yeah, no, someone said something to me, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I've got a big family, or I used to work as a carer, so I've always got that excuse ready in my head. Oh yeah, it's for the care home, or it's for my clients. And then I feel awful like lying, but
yeah, but it needs must when you're in the shop and you want to get your RA done, isn't it?
I know it's like people say, oh, you should tell people because then you can build relationships, but yeah, it's not always that easy, is it?
It's not always that easy. Not everybody wants to help to have resellers in their stores or anything else. So it's not always that easy.
Yeah, and especially when it's your local store that you want to keep going back to.
Absolutely. No, definitely. 100%. 100%. So if you were doing this interview instead of me, what should I have asked you that I've forgotten to ask you?
Oh, God. Do I want a job?
You don't, because I know you got one last week and you turned it down. So I know you don't want a job. Someone's already offered you that. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, Cindy. It's been so lovely chatting to you. I really, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you, Karen. I'm sorry I didn't bring any yo-yos.
That's fine. It's all good. Don't worry. You're perfect just as you were.
Thanks a lot.
Bye, everybody. It's been lovely chatting to Cindy. See you next time.